Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Living on Rocky Top podcast affiliated with the Daily Beacon. My name is Karsten Hoagland.
And I'm Ali LaRosa. Today we have here with us the Dean of the College of Communication and Information, Dean Mazur.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Yes,
Thank you for the invite. Happy to be here.
Yes.
Of course.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you got to Rocky Top.
Sure. So I'm from a very small town in Pennsylvania, about 1 hour north of Harrisburg in the central part of the state. Lived there until I was 21 years old. Went to college in Pennsylvania at a small university called Mansfield University. Moved out to Illinois State in Bloomington Normal, Illinois for my master's. Moved to Athens, Ohio, where Ohio University is for my PhD. And then from there, went to Clemson University, was there for 11 years from 2010 until 2021. And for the latter part of my time there, I was head of the Department of Communication, and then came here to UT on July 1st, in 2021 as Dean of the College of Communication and Information. And people always ask kind of how did you come to work in the communication field, right? How did you kind of come to be a dean? And it all goes back. I'm really fortunate that whenever that kind of a question gets asked, my line goes all the way back to high school. The town I was born in, super small, rural town, not known for much these days. It's part of the anthracite coal region of Pennsylvania. Coal mining was really big there decades and decades ago, not so much now. High school football, really good. But one of the things that's kind of unique about the town is it's known for having the very first high school television station in the country.
Wow.
Yeah, founded in 1968. And was founded in 1968 by a man named George McPhee. He was an art teacher for the high school. And I went specifically to the public high school in town to work with him and work there because I was always interested in media and news and communication. So started working there my freshman year, and that's kind of what led me.
Wow.
Kind of to this point here. So my line goes all the way back to high school.
Wow, that's very cool. So tell us a little bit about what is your favorite tradition, favorite thing to do on Rocky Top?
Football. Love football Saturdays. Absolutely love football and the spirit that it brings to the campus. Really any college sport, basketball, baseball, volleyball. There's something about sport in society that brings people together, can divide people as well.
It can.
Usually in a positive,
Right.
productive, kind of competitive way. But there's something about that spirit, and it's really great, I think, for anyone who serves in a leadership role at a university, because athletics is, I think of it as the front door to the campus in many ways. People come back to Rocky Top for ball athletics, right?
Right.
Football, basketball, they come back. And we use that partnership with athletics as a storytelling vehicle for the academic side, right? So when people are back for football games, we have tailgates here in the college on the Patricia D. Williams Terrace, right, upstairs, the patio, and alumni come back. And they're incredible supporters of the college in many, many ways. And we do that through athletics. It brings people together, people who are excited about all areas of the campus, not just athletics. So, athletics, really, really great tradition here. And I've just, over the past now, starting my third year, really love kind of studying the background of the torchbearer and what that means. Our building sits right on the edge of Circle Park. So I'm able to kind of look out the window of our building and you see the torchbearer standing there. And the mind always goes back to kind of why we're here, what we're doing, how we're prepping students to leave lives of significance, to stand up and lead. So lots of really great traditions on Rocky Top that are special.
Yes.
So you mentioned athletics. Right now there's a big name going around. Of course, we have to ask about that. So what do you think Peyton Manning will bring to the School of College of Communication Information.
Oh, he is bringing incredible industry expertise. So we're so excited that he's agreed to serve as a professor of practice. He's what we call an adjunct professor of practice. Adjunct faculty serve in brief periods of time, kind of throughout an academic year. So Peyton, my gosh, he's the university's most influential ambassador in many ways. Can literally bring his experience, his professional experience, to almost every academic program we offer in the college, any of the 4 schools, in some kind of a way. So he's looking forward throughout the year to be partnering with our nationally recognized faculty who are here and delivering content and bringing his experience to class alongside our faculty. So he was, we're talking here today on, Thursday of the first full week of class. He was here this past Monday, and he was in a communication studies course that focused on leadership and communication. He had lots of experience in that area, obviously.
Yes.
And he was teaching alongside Dr. John Haas, who was his advisor when he was a student here. So it was this magical full circle moment where he came back as a very successful alum, sitting next to in class the person who prepared him to make that transition academically from OU or from UT out to the real working world, right? So he's going to bring incredible experiences to the classroom, really help our students understand how they could take that class content and apply it to life after graduation.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
We're
Full
super
circle.
excited.
Yeah.
Full circle moment. We're super excited about Peyton, and it was really sweet. He's such just a VFL, someone who really wants to help everyone he comes in contact with, and we were really excited when he's on campus. We put together a pretty detailed schedule for him when he's here, so he knows kind of where he's going, what's expected of him and things. On Monday morning, right before his arrival, he sent an email in and he said, "Can we make sure we take a photo? I want to take a photo with each student in the class after class." So our class had 43 students in the class. Peyton took an individual photo with each student in the class, so they have that as a kind of memory of
Oh, wow.
his experience. Of the
That's
class.
really cool.
So he's just a great person.
Yeah.
We're excited to have him in the college.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So how did Peyton Manning, become a professor of practice? Did he want to come back to College of Communications, or was he approached by faculty? How did that come about?
Yeah, that's a great question. I got asked that question a lot as we made the announcement back on August 14th. So we asked him how he'd like to be engaged in the college going forward. So I met Peyton for the first time. I believe it was at the Missouri game last fall. And we were just having a nice conversation about, his time at UT and his professional life and ways that he sees himself being engaged in the college where he earned his degree. And he has given to the college in many ways. He established a significant endowment in the School of Communication Studies in honor of Dr. John Haas, his former advisor. He has contributed in other ways, many other ways across campus. But what's important is that alumni can be involved and engaged with their alma mater in multiple ways. It doesn't just mean, you as an alum, you make a financial contribution each year. Our alumni are engaged in multiple ways. They place students in internships. They open up their businesses for shadowing for students. They coach them on resume development. We hire alums onto the faculty to help teach. And Peyton was excited about kind of a new way to be giving back to a university that I'm sure he would say has given him so much for his success in life. So that's kind of how it started.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yes. That's great how you compared him almost like, I would say a normal person or a normal alumni, but how UT has been bringing Peyton Manning and other alumni back, and it shows you what UT provides.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the spirit of this institution and the alumni that it produces, because of that spirit, you have alumni that want to continue to be involved in the campus, even after they're long graduated, and that's I think that's something really, really special here.
So, so you touched on Peyton Manning's role at, like, he's a professor of practice. He's going to be going into different classes. What is it? Any class in the College of Communications, or is it, like, specific classes that he's going to be coming into? Can you touch a little bit on that?
Sure, absolutely. So we offer courses across the communication and information landscape. There's no faculty member that can teach everything.
Right.
And Peyton would say he's, would not, teach everything across the college. But there are courses, I think, that that are just a natural fit where he can bring his industry expertise. So the course on leadership and communication that he taught on Monday this past week, wonderful connection. I think there are lots of courses in the School of Journalism and Media, particularly in the area of sports reporting and sports producing and sports performance, that he could bring a lot of his industry skill sets to. So we'll be exploring how Peyton can contribute to the School of Journalism and Media as well going forward.
That's really cool.
Right.
So what would you say, with the Peyton Manning hire and all the changes coming to the College of Communications, what does the future look like for College of Communications? What do you hope it looks like, in the future?
That's a great question. So the university has a wonderful strategic vision centered around 5 goals. The first goal is really emphasizes student success, enrollment, and that volunteer experience, what makes this campus so special. The second goal emphasizes growth in research and creative activity and really increasing our scholarly impact. The third goal focuses on how we can make the campus a very welcoming, inclusive environment where everyone thrives. Goal number 4 focuses on innovation, right? I think of it as process overhaul. So if you all are traveling to cover a sporting event as student journalists, right, and you need to get reimbursed for the travel, it should not take 4 or 5 weeks to get reimbursed. We need to make sure that the bureaucracy of a big university like UT is functioning in a really efficient way. If we don't do that, it's very difficult to make progress on any of the goals that we have, right? That's goal 4. Goal 5 is alumni engagement, outreach, being embedded in our communities. How could we work to lift up the communities in which we serve? So the university here, we're a land-grant university. So that means that we exist to serve our communities and the people of the state. Okay, there's a land grant, at least one land grant institution in every state. And the land grant institutions, this is a long-winded answer. I'm going to get to your question, but it's important context, right? So
I'll take it.
Yeah. So land grant universities were developed by an act of Congress in the 1800s, and they were developed to solve the most pressing issues of the time. When you look back to the 1800s, some of the most pressing issues were in the areas of engineering, agriculture, right? Now those issues are very, very important today. But I think as the dean of a college that focuses on communication and information, I'm a little biased, I think, to say that some of the most pressing issues that we face in society today, they're communication and information issues, right? The role of social media and how it functions in our democracy. Data, privacy management, right? How we interact and engage with others online. Those are all inherently communication and information issues and questions that have tremendous impact on society. Because we know that when information flows poorly in an organization or in society, people get frustrated.
Right.
And that leads to poor well-being, right? So how can you be a functioning member of our citizenry, of our democracy, when information is not flowing well, when we're not communicating as well as we should, right? So I think those are inherently land-grant issues. So what does that mean for the college? Well, that means you go back to all 5 of those goals. That means goal number 1, we need to provide the absolute best experience for students possible. I'm really proud of our School of Journalism and Media in the college. Their slogan or tagline that I think is really great. They say hands-on from day one, right? That means from the time you walk into the door, right, at CCI, in the School of Journalism and Media, you're engaging in experiences like this,
Yes.
right, to develop your skills so that you're successful after graduation, right? So it means for our college, the future, accelerating our student success initiatives, making sure that all students have opportunities to engage in hands-on learning, engage in research with faculty, opportunities to study abroad, opportunities for enhanced career development, so that our students are absolutely prepared and ready to go after graduation. So that's, I can talk about all 5 of those goals, but that's one that I think we get really excited about in the college, is making sure that we're providing a best-in-class experience for our students.
Right. And you mentioned how communication is just so important, and you think of other degrees and you think of communication, you're like, oh, you're just communicating. Like, that should be so easy to like get A's in, but it's honestly such a bigger aspect because communication is the key to everything. It's how we talk, it's how we get jobs, it's how we interact, just daily lives.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. Could not agree more. So
Yes.
we have, in the college, we have a board of visitors. That's our alumni advisory board, about 30 people. They are top in their industry, and they give back to the college in many ways. One of those ways is serving on the board, and they work to advise the college on the future. We have a member of the board who has been a very successful career in the banking industry. She's a graduate of the college, of the School of Communication Studies, and she has said repeatedly, she said, you know what, Joe, I really don't care when I hire someone that they know how to work the banking system and the software. What I want to be able to do is I want to make sure they know how to communicate with people, that they are able to practice empathy, that they're good listeners, that they're strong critical thinkers, that they could really help the bank move forward. We'll teach them how to work the software. We'll teach them all of that. But what you all offer in the College of Communication and Information are those skills that are so important. I call them, oftentimes we hear about communication skills, maybe even information skills, talked about as soft skills. I don't like that. They're power skills.
right.
They're the skills that set you apart from other disciplines that may not have that strong of a communication focus.
They do.
So critical, so essential. Could not agree more.
Yes.
And I feel like the communication degree is, like you touched on, it's universal. Like, it doesn't matter. You can pretty much get any job that you want with a communications degree.
Absolutely.
It's-
Yeah, I agree. Our national, as one of our national associations, the National Communication Association, they're headquartered in D.C. They put out kind of some swag and some marketing materials, and it says what can you do with a communication degree, and it's this really large word cloud, and pretty much every career or job under the sun is in this word cloud, and that's really powerful, and it speaks to the range of career opportunities you have when you graduate with a degree from this college.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being
Yes.
here. We've enjoyed this talk and learning more about CCI and everything.
Getting
Absolutely.
some insight on the future.
Yes.
and-
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great to chat with you all and keep doing the good work.
Of
Appreciate
course.
it.
Yes.
Proud of you all very much.
Thank you. That's a wrap for this episode of Living on Rocky Top.
Tune in next week to hear more about living on Rocky Top. Thank you.